We're gonna talk about urethral a little bit. I'll cover that too. It's vector of the leader of the tribe. That's the only person who doesn't have deep emotions like jealousy or envy, because all the tribe, it's his children. Somebody in the tribe has to protect all the people. So some people in society, they don't have these emotions, jealousy, they don't have emotions of greed, they don't, those urethral. It's very few percent. It's a couple of percent in society. We don't need 100% of the leaders. Now, their role is to lead the tribe to conquer new territories, to overcome in a peaceful time, because a lot of women lost their husbands, sicknesses, wars, and problems. We have to survive. The tribe needs to survive. So he makes sure all the women will get pregnant. He's gonna make sure that they're all gonna give a birth who can give a birth. Dermal, visual vector, and audio with dermal, they could not give a birth. They had different role, but we'll talk about that later. But urethral vector, it's if he gets abused also, if he goes through abuse, he can become a criminal, maybe gang member, leader of the gang. Usually that's what happened to them. They all in jail or they lead in the gang. Sometimes they not, but it's really, you can see the leader. For example, there is a writer of Timur Gaidari and his team, whatever, he wrote this book. The writer, Arkady Gaidar, when he was 13, he was an army officer already. At 13 years old, he was leading the polk. He wasn't even 14. He lied that he was 16. They were missing people for this role, so they accepted him. But at 13 years old, he was already officer in this Red Army. So sometimes you can see this vector. This is pure urethral vector. But if he gets abused through childhood, can become a gang leader or starts to be he has very powerful energy, but it becomes destructive also. And he can go against society because they don't accept society rules at all. They don't take those rules. They put their own rules, you understand? So it's kind of different vector. It's out of this matrix. It's different because the tribe, we have 7 vector in the tribe, and 1 vector, the 8th vector, the urethral, that's kind of father of the tribe. You understand? Like somebody protects everybody. All his children in the tribe, it's his children. He doesn't care if it's his child or his neighbor child. Otherwise, we would kill each other. You understand? We needed somebody who's gonna protect all of us and lead us. So that person in mid-centuries, because the kings and emperors, they put their son as they replaced by their son. But if one urethral vector, his father can be any vector or son can be any vector. The vectors born in a tribe, it's the one that we need the most. The one that is lacking in the tribe right now, that's the one who's gonna born, whether it's boy or girl, and which vector. So olfactory, you can say, measure is controlling all that. Who's gonna born, boy or girl, it's olfactory. Universal olfactory and olfactory. Between people, olfactory also have the same role, like is one of the people in the tribe who was watching that it's going to be kind of balance in the tribe. There used to be like a Cardinal Richelieu, you know, he's kind of in darkness, but he's influencing everything, but he's behind the scenes. So it's olfactory, these kind of people. Now, it's so every vector has its role. But kings and emperors, they were killed. Why? Because there was no urethral vector. It was anal, dermal, any other vector. They're not gonna deep down think about the tribe. They're gonna still think more about themselves or their family. Understand? Only urethral. If you put, then no problem. Otherwise, it's gonna be problem. Every person every vector has to focus on himself. That's his role. Otherwise, they're not gonna survive. And one vector focus on everybody more than on himself. You understand? Urethral. So it's kind of the only way. But every one of us in the tribe have the vector is necessary for survival of the tribe and for his own. Dermal visual vector, for example, his sexuality, that's the only thing that was kind of, you can say, is critical for his survival. That's why they look different, they behave different, and they don't have sexuality. Both sexes, man and female. They neither heterosexual, neither homosexual. Can be either one, usually. But we'll talk about that. It's a big topic. Understand? Because it's critical for survival. They need it to survive.